Hello, Raptors of the Internet. My name is Alex Santa Maria, known to the criminal scrum that infests our streets as Pudge. And this is the Pinball Arcade, the other pinball game of note that is available on Steam that puts out tables. The difference is that unlike Pinball FX2, which I've covered a few times in the past on this channel, the Pinball Arcade deals in real pinball tables that actually existed, and therefore they're a bit less gimmicky and a bit more straight up pinball. Now they've got quite a few here. As you can see, I have, thanks to the folks over at FarSight, I have pretty much the full breadth of their catalog here that I could look at, and I do want to do a couple videos on a few of the older ones, but they did just release the newest table they have here, and that is Judge Dredd, based on the comic book series, not on the Stallone movie, although I bet the Stallone movie one had a cool pinball table too, because that was like right around the same time. I'm not sure, but I would play something based on the Stallone movie, but the comic's good too.
Say good night, punk.
So this is going to be a bit of me playing some pinball. I'm going to try to show off as much as I can here. As ever, pinball is a game of skill that I, as much as I enjoy pinball, maybe do not possess as much as some people would. So we're going to play a couple games here. We're going to start with the start and not the super game. I will explain what the super game is when we get to that. But let's play a regular round first off, shall we?
Lawmaster computer online. Welcome aboard.
Alright.
Great shot.
Starting off well. Skill shot here. So we got a few ramps. I do enjoy the tables with the ramps. This was, I think, 93. So they were just getting to the kind of pinball tables I enjoy. I could play some of the older stuff, but pinball tables need to be a bit complicated for me to really sink my teeth into them. You're playing as the titular Judge Dredd here, depicted on the wonderful back art on his motorcycle, grimacing like a madman. That's something you don't really get with the Pinball FX2 tables, because they're focusing on the modeling, because they have a bunch of characters rolling around and doing animations. That was awful, what I just did there. Anyway, they're focused on like their fancy graphics, so they're not really focused on the art, and that's really what a lot of good pinball tables have going for them, just this hypnotizing array of stuff going on in the background. It's really fun to look at, and also depicts it, because they didn't have, most of the time they didn't have fancy animatronics or characters on the table to really tell you what's going on, so you have to have those pictures here to really tell the story. We're gonna play one more of that, because I didn't really do much beyond the first ball. I did do a skill shot. That was cool. But playing as Judge Dredd, you are arresting fools for crimes and such. You're killing them with your giant pistol of doom. And
shoot left ramp.
We have to shoot the left ramp.
Stop, or I will
there we go. I think that was the right one, or was it that one? Either way, we got them both. I kind of like up here that you can... There's not a lot of tables, so you can keep the ball juggled up there in the top half. Usually it's like there's one flipper to get a specific shot off. But if you're good enough, you can kind of keep stuff going up there without having to worry about the drain, which is the hole at the bottom for those who don't know pinball lingo, which I'm sure is not many of you, right? I mean, everyone knows pinball jargon when they go to their local pinball arcade, which all still exists in the real world. Anyway. Oh, we got the dimensional portal spinning. which is a wonderful thing.
15 years for arson.
If you hit the left ramp with the green flashing lights right there 3 times, that's a multi-ball. And it's something about dimensional warp.
Dimensional is 1.
There we go. And also you can see the holes in there. One of the shots gets the ball into the hole, and then there's like a magnetic crane on the left there that kind of grabs it for you, gets it back onto play, which is cool. I don't know what kind of purpose it serves, but anyway. Oh, well that was... I think that was supposed to be a multi-ball, but it just went straight down the middle. Oh well. What are you gonna do?
Sector House is
This game does have quite a few ways to do multi-ball, actually, which does also fit into the super game. Which we're almost to, apparently, because I can't keep it in play.
3 years for vandalism.
I wonder what he did. I bet it was bathroom vandalism. That's the worst kind.
Scratch 1 creep.
I really like the soundtrack on this table. It's probably like generic as hell if you're into music, but wailing guitars always speaks to me, and it speaks to the tone of what you're playing here, so... Anyway, so that's regular Judge Dredd, and then there's a super game here. The super game gets its own little intro segment,
Player 1.
and you get 2 balls at the start of every round here.
Welcome to
Great shot.
And all the targets basically change around, and you get a nice little long drain to play around with before you lose, inevitably.
Drain shield deactivated.
Yeah. So now, one of the balls left, and then it goes right back into regular Judge Dredd. But there's like specific events you can only do with the 2 balls in play. And you can get quite a big score if you do it right.
Player
I believe
1.
there is a $100 million shot,
game continues.
or 100 million point
Dead
shot.
World has materialized.
Dead World defensive barriers at full
Dead World, I
power.
assume, is the dimensional portal type thing. There we go. There's the ball traveling up there with the
Drain
crane.
shield deactivated.
Gives me a little time to just play with the 1 ball, try to get something off. The upper juggling part doesn't really help me with the 2 balls, because it's really hard to pay attention to 1 set of plungers with the 2 balls, not much 2. So I don't know why more tables didn't do that, or don't do that. I guess CERN's still making them. But I always thought that was a cool feature in Pokemon Pinball, which I played a lot of on the Game Boy. But that was kind of like a necessity, because you could only have 1/2 of the table on the screen at any time. But it led to a lot of games there. Elongated games, I should say.
Drain shield deactivated.
Freeze! Suspect got away.
Aw.
Dredd.
Alright.
Go for the 100 million.
Yes, I do.
Shoot left ramp.
Send backup unit.
Alright, we activated the super multi-ball, which has 1,000 dudes in it.
Excellent.
And we still had a drain shield for a little bit there, so... let's just get some nonsense going. Ah, alright. Oh, there we go. Well, that was fun. I think we got the 100 million at some point, or we hit a bunch of other stuff, because I just looked at my score and it's huge! Which also isn't super unusual for this table, and for tables at the time. There was quite an increase in pinball scores starting in the mid-90s. Because somehow that, I guess they thought that made it better if you can get a big score. It's not why I play pinball, but it's funny to look back on it, like they were relying on popularity and such. Anyway, let's do one more super game. See if we can get a little bit more stuff off there. And then we'll call it a day.
Player 1 is up.
Here in the old pinball arcade.
I'm Anita Man, and welcome to Super Game.
I'm kind of disappointed that they have that news announcer thing at the beginning of this. But they do not do that for... They just have Dredd sentencing the dudes. Maybe that's just the Just Cause 3 talking, but it would be fun to hear the news announcer lady giving sarcastic reasons why all these minor criminals are going to jail for 50 years or something. Someone's dancing, and I think I'm supposed to shoot them. Let me try to do that. I just keep hitting this shot over and over again instead. Oh, I thought maybe I did it. I don't know. I still hear that music in the background. What am I supposed to do? What is this madness?
Scratch 1 creep.
Nope. Impersonator? Like an Elvis impersonator?
Player 1 is up.
Must be something in the comics.
Game continues.
Skill shot. It's too bad that 2001, they were not making more pinball games for everything like they did in the 90s, because a Halo pinball game with like the Halo announcer
100
announcing all your shots, that would be pretty great.
Excellent.
Well, I think I just beat my high score on the table.
Suspicious character reported at
I also think they have separate scores for Super Game and regular game, because it's obviously a lot easier to rank up the points when you have 2 balls all the time. And there we go. So, you know, for only having played this table today, I thought I did pretty well. Oh, I thought that was over. Oh well.
Great shot.
One more set of balls here. One more pair of balls. One more pair of tater tots to play with, as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion might say, when he's forced to. And it's gone.
Warning for jaywalking.
I kind of want to go... They have really good documentation on the Pinball Arcade. I kind of want to go see what that impersonator's all about. But I'll do it on my own time, because it's mostly just text to read through, and you can access it if you want. Anyway, that is Judge Dredd Pinball. Let me pull up the history again here. It's under extras, yes. 93, designed by John Trudeau. Thank you, John. Midway Super Pin. Oh, there's more of those. I'd like to see, because I hadn't seen that before. You know, that's the thing about pinball tables. Like, they're just as varied as video games, but just because of their nature, it's harder to really get a firm grasp of all of them. You know, you get a lot of Addams Family, a lot of Terminator 2, Twilight Zone, which are all in Pinball Arcade already, but it's cool to see these little more obscure ones, but still interesting. It is available as part of the, I think they're on Season 5 of Pinball Arcade, as well as for individual purchase on your Android, iOS, PC. I think they have it on Xbox One. I don't know how updated they are. You should probably check their website, because I didn't do the research. I just play it on the PC, and it came out on the PC today. And then I made a video, and now you're watching it, and now it's over. Thank you for watching.